Hey everybody, this is Shivam and welcome to the channel. And I'm going to talk about a B2B business marketing strategy, that marketing and branding strategy to be specific, that in my opinion is much more stronger than what is going on out right now and what people are trying to do. My stuff is a little bit of a long-term stuff, but it pays off in the long run. I believe it pays off in the long run much more than just running ads and that kind of stuff. So for the short-term strategy, what's going on in the market right now is you just put up a pair of ads out, set out a campaign, push some money into it, and you're done, and you get some results out of it, and either you're happy or you're sad if it didn't work. If you got a shitty marketer who wanted to market it to everybody, bam, usually no results. But if I'll give you an example from a B2B consulting viewpoint, because that is a project that I'm going to be working on soon. So what we are focusing on with that client is not, this is a part, email marketing, and this is obviously a part of that strategy, but only this in itself is not going to give great results, and I'll explain why. Just running ads, obviously there is a system in place, because if all I just need to do is increase the date, and I can sit back and relax, and ads and leads come pouring in. Yes, there is that system, but from when I talk about system, what I mean is, what if you don't put money into this? What if you stop putting money? What if you stop running ads? What happens then? Are you still getting new leads? Are you still getting new business? I suppose no. The way I look at it is, if a business is really strong and if you have a good practice, especially if you're a consulting, B2B consulting side, if you're a good consultant and if you have a good consulting practice, what you can do is you can become a thought leader in your niche. What you can do is become an authority in your niche and teach people about consulting. Now, it does not necessarily need to come directly to your clients. So give me a second. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, if this person here is your client and this is you, this is a client, this short-term system is like that. You either reach that way, right? But then there is this person here who knows this person. There is this person here who knows this person. You are not able to reach those people. What you can do is you can push ads, but in case this person does not like ads, you don't have anybody. So what I'm trying to do with my long-term strategy is reach these people and then go at the back and reach this person from his personal connections. Let me explain how. So what I'm trying to do with the long-term strategy with these guys here is build authority and become thought leaders. So these guys are really strong in consulting. So one of the things they can do is start a blog. That is why HubSpot and inbound marketing is so strong. Start a blog, put out information about consulting and how to be a better consultant, how to be a better innovator. Those are the questions that people are searching for. And if you are there to help that person right at that moment, yes, you don't have a customer, because because you are aiming for C-level executives. So these here are C-level executives, but this person here doesn't have a job. He's looking for a consulting job. This is you. If you have taught how to be a better consultant to this person and he lands a job here, he can talk for you. He's going, I learned consulting from these guys. They are really good. Maybe you should talk to them. That is an indirect way. It's going to take time. Obviously, it's not as easy as just running ads and immediately running that. But it's going to take time, but it's going to be much more effective because it comes from a personal source and not from a random ad on internet. Coming back to why. These people also, they are C-level executives and people in business niche. What if you're a thought leader and if you're an authority, you also get to go to give workshops and you get to go and give talks. And who do you talk to? We don't usually get people who own consulting businesses to talk to high school students. We get them to talk and give workshops to business people, to people who can make decisions about hiring these guys. And what that does is, if you get to give a talk as a thought leader to 300 people, and those 300 people are, maybe 100 of those are decision makers, and they love your talk and they love your content, there you have a potential of new clients. But it came indirectly. Now you got invited to that workshop and that talk because you have a lot of content, authority content put out into social media. That can be YouTube, that can be Facebook, that can be your blog. It has to have a strategy behind it. I'm going to do another video on a detailed strategy on what we are going to do. But this year, if you have a strategy going in, if you have a content that does the work for you. Now, having a blog, having a video, you don't need advertising spending that much. What you need is patience and good marketing, good SEO for you, your YouTube and your blog, and it ranks automatically. It does your work, it gets in the leads, it reaches the people, it reaches these people, and sometimes these people as well. It reaches these people while you're asleep, while you're not putting any money behind. So if your YouTube video or if your blog is ranking, you have a system in place in my terms. Now, but it's a branding system. It's not a ads or a market or a sales system. It's a branding system. What this system is doing for you, it's creating your brand while you're asleep. It's creating your brand while you're not throwing any money on its face. A lot of times we just throw money on a problem and wish it to go away. But that is not at all how innovations are done. That is not how a perfect solution comes to being. And having less money and putting less money into things force us to be creative. Now, the reason I like this strategy much more than just running ads is because this strategy gives you a long-term relationship. And let me explain how. There are a lot of YouTubers, and I'm talking about professional YouTubers. I'm not talking about funny video makers and these prank channels. I'm talking about professional YouTubers who are like marketers, who are SEO specialists, who have their YouTube channels. They're sleeping, and a video from a year ago is ranking really good on YouTube. Now, it gets this person 100,000 subscribers. What those 100,000 subscribers do, they're not just people who don't know shit about the niche. They are people who are into that business. Usually, if I am a consulting channel, I will have a lot of subscribers who either are small business owners of their own consulting practice, people who are looking for a job in a consulting company, people who have some sort of relation to consulting. And what that piece of content can do for you is simply amazing. But what we lack here is practicality with the short-term approach. With this, it's not just, and pair these and put your piece of content and run ads instead of just having a picture or a small video specially made that, hey, join my program, or we are going to give a workshop, are you interested? Instead of using that kind of video, use your content where you're giving value out first. Giving value firsthand before you ask for something is going to result in a brand. That is what a brand, in my opinion, it is. And I think that has a lot to do with my obsession with Gary Vaynerchuk's techniques as well. And if you can provide value first, and if we can use shit ton of content, then in the long term we are much better off than just running ads and being able to capitalize on that. So yes, ads are cheap on Facebook right now. You can use ads, you can get more clients in right now. But what about tomorrow? What if something happens and you don't have the money to run ads and you need leads, you need sales? What happens then? You don't want to go under because of that reason. And this, I believe, is something that can help you in not throwing super huge amounts of money into ads and at the same time. And yeah, I'm not talking about, considering this is about a service business. This is not for a product business. That strategy is going to be totally different. That is going to have much more of ads than usual than these people. But it's a service business, and a service-based business is much more people-based. And anything that is much more people, person-to-person business, it can be made into the information exchange that happens can be made into a piece of content and can be put online, and that piece of content can be capitalized to produce a brand. So that is my idea of having a video content strategy and a branding strategy on social for a consulting or for a service business. So for example, consulting is one thing. It can be like, it's a very broad term. You can be a marketer and marketing consultant, you can be an SEO specialist. It all comes into consulting. You can all share your information and become thought leaders, and you don't need thousands and thousands and thousands of subscribers. You just need that one view that matters. Maybe by chance Richard Branson stumbles across your video and he likes you and he calls you over, and then bam, your life changes like that. So what we want is great content, and what we want, number two, is not to hold any information back. A lot of times I've seen people, what people do is they don't share 100% for free. What they'll do is they'll share like 40-50%, and then they'll go buy my course, buy my shit, and you'll get to see the rest of it. And I explain the rest of stuff in my course. That is stupid. Like, come on, you share everything that you know for free and develop your brand. If you have to be willing to invest in your brand with a different approach, that I think, in my opinion, works right now much more than ads, much more than other stuff. So I think that's pretty much it for this. I'm gonna go into a deeper strategy video coming probably next week. I'll try to be there on next week, but that is it for now. Make sure to subscribe and make sure to leave a comment below about what you think of this strategy working for a service-based business. And in case you have any different ideas, I would love to hear and have a discussion in the comments. Make sure to leave a comment below. I'm gonna see you next time.